With the way the world is going, many of you are still trying to fulfill your missing opportunity in the life of your children. So you want them to go and study a course that you did not study. You want them to go and study a course that will put a prefix before their name, and that's not the way forward. Hello? So they need to study a course that will help them to solve the problem of tomorrow, not the problem of yesterday. So the curriculum needs to be rejigged to prepare people for the real world. So I call it the learn to earn academic curriculum, so that when you finish school like this, you should be able to start something, to start earning without looking for somebody to give you a job. So if you have to go through school, we spend an average of 21 years in the academic system to come out with a BSc, and then the first letter you write is I beg to apply. So that means you have spent 21 years to become a beggar. So you are coming to look for a job, you want to apply. The question is, who will create the job that you want to be employed in? If it was easy to start a business, why did your grandfather or your father not start one? Please, I beg you, in the name of God, don't use your 10 fingers to eat. That's the way they trained us. Don't eat with 10 fingers. The money a child sees in the morning, they say they use it to eat bean cake, akara. Don't spend, you see, your life is in seasons: morning, afternoon, evening, and night. The morning season of your life is the first 25 years. It's a season to learn. The afternoon is the next 25 years, is a season to earn. The next 25 years is the evening, is the season to turn around and mentor. And the final 25 years is the time to rest. If you misuse your morning, you will regret it in the evening. Many of us are going through black tax and African problem now because many of our parents messed up their morning and their afternoon. They are now using their evening to mess up the morning of their children, and children are now carrying load that is bigger than them, because the child now has to take care of father, mother, and siblings, the children you did not give birth to. Because you see, a lot of poor people, they give birth to children as if they're trying to win an award. Every year your wife is getting pregnant. They can take if this one don't make her, this one go make her. We are giving birth to children like sardine. Many parents today, they are giving birth to children. The children, to them, is like, this is my retirement plan. Your children are not your retirement plan. Children are not a retirement plan. You cannot put that kind of burden on your children. Now say, if not with this breast when you suck, that's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. Let them live their life. Hello? So it's a law of delayed gratification. There are only 3 things you can do with money. When money comes, you can only do 3 things. Number 1, you can waste it. Number 2, you can spend it. Number 3, you can invest it. Waste, spend, invest. Foolish people waste money. Average people spend money. Wise people invest money. Which are you? Are you a fool? Are you average? Or are you wise? So if you are the on the lower category, let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. Money is for spending. Then you are a fool. Hello? You are just a waster. Listen to me. There are people sitting down here today that will look back and say, if I knew what I know now, I would not have wasted money the way I wasted it. Many of you, the money you wasted on your wedding alone, wedding 17 years ago, even the photographer collected 200,000, and a plot of land was 200,000, and now you are still a tenant. You spent so much money on that wedding. You borrowed car, you wore gown, you wore everything. Today now, you can't pay school fees for the children you have brought into the world. Even the naming ceremony of your first child, you block streets, and now the road is blocked. Delayed gratification. As money comes, don't waste it, because if you begin to make money, there are many of you young boys, young girls now, you are making money, you have a good job, you are not married, your responsibility is not much. This is the time to start things for the future. Because listen to me, my mother will always say, June and July, June and July. Life is June and July. One is 30 days, one is 31 days. And my mother will always say, no matter how much February, because if February she decided to my 30, there is no way February will run. It can't enter 30. Every 4 years, it will enter 29. Hello? So many of you young boys, young girls, you are in IT, you are in the corporate world, you are doing international work, you are making money now, no husband, no wife, no children, but you are buying designer bag when your destiny is not designed. You are fixing eyelashes, fixing nails when you have not fixed your life. You are buying bone straight when your life is not straight. You have 3 handset like a 419. You don't have any shares in the telecom industry. You are wearing 3-piece suits. You don't have 3 plots of land. Something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. This is the time to tie that money down in an investment, tie it down in things that will change your life, because you will wake up one day and discover that it does not always work like that. You will just come into a season and money is not flowing the way it used to flow, and you say, Kai, I wish. That's why we're here. So the law of delayed gratification. Number 3 is the law of savings. The law of savings. You need to save money. If you don't save, you are not safe. When you study the Bible, it's there. All these things are there. The world that we live in, when Joseph came to Egypt, the dream that Pharaoh had, the Bible says that he had the dream, the lean cow swallowing the fat cow, lean way swallowing, and he had it twice. And when Joseph came, he said, this is the interpretation. You had the dream twice because God is showing us the way the world will operate. It's called wealth cycles. There will always be 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine. So the principle is that seasons of plenty and seasons of famine will always be in the world. So what you do in the season of plenty is what will help you in the season of famine. So most of the time when you see yourself going through crisis, it is a report card of the kind of life you have lived when you were making money. It's just a report card that is coming out. Hello? So you should have seasons where no matter what is happening around, you always have goosey because you have saved. Let me show you the Bible. You see, a prophet stepped into the palace of an Eden king. His name is Elijah. Comes into the palace of Ahab, the Eden king, and he says, in the presence of the Lord before whom I stand. Why? Because he was a carrier of the presence of God. So when he came into the palace of the hidden king, he said, I'm standing in the presence of God, not in your presence, because I came with the presence. And he now said, there shall be no rain but by my word. Now he was a prophet, but he didn't understand a lot of other things. So by virtue of that prophecy, he changed the vegetation. No rain equals to no harvest. No harvest equals to no food. No food equals to hunger for everybody, including the prophet that prophesied. Including the prophet that prophesied. And then he now had to, he had the connection that other did not have. He now had to hold on to the supernatural. Lord, God said, okay, go. I'll prepare the raven to feed you. He now shifted into the supernatural. But because of his prophecy, somebody else was suffering. And God now says, you see, you cannot create the problem and be enjoying supernatural and stop other people from enjoying. So the brook must dry up, so that you can move to the next. Because see, the perfect will of God is not to bless you. The perfect will of God is to make you a blessing. Bless. So when he was in chariots, he was being blessed. But God said, you can't be here, you need to go and be a blessing. So he said, I've now prepared a widow to preserve you. But people of God, she was what? A widow. Are you listening? I'm going somewhere. She was what? A widow. This was 3.5 years into famine. 3.5 years into famine. When brooks have dried up, when rivers have dried up, by the time the prophet shows up, she said, I have water. Where did she have water? 3.5 years into famine, she stored it. She had food. What has she been eating for 3.5 years? What she saved was saving her. It was when the savings was about to expire that God now sent the prophet so that she can now release the remaining as a seed to go into the supernatural. But you now, you are a widow and you are a liability to the church. I'm a widow, and so you are a widow. So when you were not a widow, what was your impact in the church? When you and your husband were in church and you had money, were you tithing? Were you giving? Were you in a department? Were you going for evangelism? Were you committed? Now you have lost your husband. Yeah, there is no love in that church. Was there love in your life before you lost your husband? Church should now carry out the responsibility of your life. Go and read your Bible. Go and read your Bible. The Bible says widows should be taken care of by their family. It's only widows indeed That is no family, nobody to help you. You will now come to the church, you will now be fasting and praying, you will be committed, then church will now take care of you. Not that you're not, widowhood is not a license for poverty. Hey, I'm a widow. No, this woman was a widow taking care of a prophet. Hello? Someone say savings. So you need to save at least 10% of every income that comes into your life. When you save, savings is not an investment, but you need savings in order to invest. Everyone should save a minimum of between 6 to 8 months of their living expenses in cash, so that when life happens, you have 6 months to 8 months to reinvent yourself. I've been saying this for decades. When COVID came, we saw what happened. A lot of people that you thought were okay, COVID revealed their deficiency. Some people died in COVID that you thought were rich people, were doing GoFundMe to gather money for their widow. Why? Because they have official car, official coffin, official accommodation, official travel, and all the money they were making, instead of tying it down into investment that will help them, they did not do what needs to be done. So you need to say, somebody say save. So what you save today will save you tomorrow. Number 4 is the law of asset acquisition. The law of asset acquisition. Riches are cash based, wealth is asset based. When you say a man is rich, it's because he has money. When you say a man is wealthy, he has asset that is producing money. So you need to have assets. So one of the reasons why you save is so that that savings can now be used to acquire assets. What is an asset? An asset is anything that appreciates in value. An asset is anything that appreciates in value. What's an asset? An asset is anything that produces cash flow. So when you are investing or acquiring asset, you are thinking, this thing I want to use this money to buy, will it increase in value? When you buy that car and move it out of the car lot, the value reduces. I hope you know that the Range Rover of those days are the towing vehicle of today. Hello? Range Rover in those days, they are the towing vehicle of today. So all this one, you are buying car as if you are buying a coffin. Something is wrong with you. I'm telling you, you are just buying car, you don't have any assets. How can you have, I don't know about Abuja, but in Lagos it's so terrible. The educated ones are the tenants, the illiterate are the landlord. I'm telling you, educated people. Look, I have property that people are paying me 8 million per annum rent, and I'm like, some people in normal 8 million. I collect it all, but I'm feeling sorry for them. Because if you bring 16 million, I can give you a 2-bedroom bungalow with 16 million. That will be your own forever. Do you understand? And you are paying me 8 million every year, and they are paying. Hello? There are people paying rent of 12 million in Lagos, 15 million. So they will pay 15 million naira rent and now pack a 40 million naira car there and think that they are normal people. You are not normal. Something is fundamentally wrong with your thinking faculty. Hello? And then the landlord will now be calling them Oga tenants. Oga tenants. I hope that foolishness is not in Abuja. So you people, you live fake life here too. So the law of what? Asset acquisition. There are many asset classes that can help your life, but the greatest asset I will advise you to get is real estate. Real estate is very powerful. Is the greatest vehicle of wealth creation that also doubles as a vehicle of wealth retention. So I say to people, don't do cash banking, do land banking. Because a city today was a village yesterday. A village today will be a city tomorrow. In 2008, we bought 70 acres of land in New Cairo. We bought it 50,000 naira per plot. 2008. The estate is still there now. I have like 50 something buildings to roofing level that we're selling now. The land is now 10 million naira per plot. 10 million for a land we bought in 2008 to now. See how it done long. But that 2008, you also had 50,000. You could have bought it, but you bought a wristwatch. That 2008, you had 300,000. You could have bought an acre, but you bought a phone. You bought BlackBerry. Now you are black and you are blurry. And both you and the BlackBerry, you have expired. You bought Nokia 3310. And you're a big boy. Now your Nokia is Palasa. It's now a dumb phone. It's not even smart. The law of what? Asset acquisition. Number 5 is the law of investment and cash flow. The law of investment and cash flow. So real estate is powerful. But in investment, you need to now look at different investment vehicles that you can explore. So let me run you through some things you can explore. You can explore money market. You can explore the capital market. You can explore collaboration, and you can explore intellectual properties. So let's start with money market. So money market is you investing in financial instruments in different levels. So you can do fixed deposit, call deposit. You can do bonds. You can do treasury bills. You can do mutual funds. You can do annuities. All these are financial instruments. Or you can do stocks. You can buy shares of publicly quoted company, both locally and internationally. So any product you are using that you see people using that is becoming popular, see how you can buy into it. So you're on Facebook, buy Facebook shares. You are using Apple product, buy Apple share. You are on TikTok, you are on. So look for shares of those companies. Samsung, or what are they? So look for all those companies in Nigeria. Look for the companies that are doing well. Look for the indices. Whether you want to start with penny stock or blue chip stock, buy them. The Nigerian stock market is doing extremely well, and it's been doing well in the last 2 years, but people are not aware because they are still clouded by the 2008 crisis, and they don't know that there's so much money now in the stock market that people are making money. So you can do that. Then you can do collaborations. What do I mean by that? You see, it is better to own 10% of a billion than to own 100% of zero or 100% of 100. So you may not be an entrepreneur, but you can be a part owner of businesses. You can become an equity investor and say, okay, I want to own 5% of this business. So you have heard of Paystack, you have heard of Flutterwave, you have heard of a lot of IT companies that have grown to become a unicorn, that doing $10 million and above, and many of these people are cashing out. When this guy starts, maybe all they need is $10,000. Because I'll give you $10,000 for 30% equity. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, you move on with life. But once you click, you'll be amazed. So you can become a part owner of others and do joint venture with people and do collaboration with people, and it will help you. And then you can go into what is called intellectual property. You can buy gold, and I'm talking real gold, and then you can go into intellectual property, which is investing in yourself, producing products and services that belongs to you. Like all my books now, I've written over 100 books. So some of my books are in Ukraine, Russian language. I'm getting royalty. Some of my books are in 9 of my books are in French languages. All over, I'm getting royalty. My books are on different platforms. I'm getting royalty. So I sit down, I walk, I no walk, money they flow in different currency. My children would be enjoying. So it's because of investment. So look at what you can invest. It's called the law of investment and cash flow. So what you are thinking of is, what can I put money into that will continue to produce money for me without me having to do anything else? Imagine now that you have let's imagine that you have 10 houses. So if you start working at 25 and you are not able to get one house every year, if you get one house every 5 years, it means that after 25 years of laboring, you will have 5 houses. After 35 years, you have 7 houses. If those 7 houses are giving you 10 million per annum, that's 70 million from rent without doing anything. That's how people become wealthy. It's not to be doing fasting and prayer without investment. Hello? When I came in contact with this revelation in 1997, my story changed. 1998, I did the first wealth creation seminar. I told my father, my mother, my brother, the whole family. I called all of them from everywhere. I said, I'm about to do a 5-day seminar, Wednesday to Sunday. I said, Daddy, you must be there. Mommy, you must be there. Or else you won't disown me, I will disown you. Everybody, I'm not a breadwinner for anybody. Come and learn how to win your bread and start your own bakery. I called all my younger, I told all my church members, I said, listen, I was still poor, so it's on tape. You know, we used to have cassettes in those days, VHS. It's on tape. I said, keep this tape so that when I become a billionaire and they say, oh, this pastor, church money, we use this one to slap their face. So I did the seminar and I told everybody, I told them, I say, you can give tithe and still be poor. 1998. Yes. I saw as you are bringing 10% tithes, also be doing 10% savings. I command you in this church, all of you go and open an account. As you are bringing your tithes, be saving. And so the first years we ever bought was Ashaka Cement, 1998. We all started like that, little by little, little by little. So it's not so nobody can come now and say, no, I'm not that kind of person. They know. Hello, they know. So I am rich and I spend my money with joy because it is my money. I labored, I invested and got it. So it's not your tithe and offering. Hello. So the law of what? Investment and asset acquisition. Number what now? Number 6 is the law of multiple streams. The law of multiple streams. And please listen to this because of time. Time is running, but Mama said I should finish this. So the law of multiple streams. Please, you see, this law is a whole message on its own, but let me see how I can run through it now. Listen, the law of multiple streams. Many people in our world today, they are involved in what I call multiple struggles. You are just a struggler and you think that you are a rich person. No, you are poor, but you just don't know. So you see, when I'm looking at, I'm seeing elderly people, no young people, so that can I have just 4 volunteers? Just volunteer yourself for me. Come out, 4 people, just follow. Make I use to do example, so that I will just show the example of it. Because if you get it, you get it. See this one. Thank you, sir. Please line up 1, 2, 3, 4. Because many of you are very hard working, but you are not smart working. There are 3 work that will change your life: hard work, smart work, and network. So many of you are very hard working, but there is no common sense to the work. Many of you are working hard, you are working smart, but you are not in the right network. So hard work, smart work, then what? Network. Because who you know and who knows you determines how far you go. You see, in this life, nobody goes up. You are brought up. Were you not brought up by your parents or your guardian? You can't go up. Nobody climbs that ladder. Somebody will have to bring you up. I hope you know that there are clubs of billionaires in Nigeria. You can't apply. You can't pay money to enter. Somebody inside must recommend you, and they will go through scale to bring you. Say, my friend wants to join. There are clubs in Lagos. I don't know about. There are clubs in Lagos to join. Every year you pay 50 million. Yeah, that's membership fee. 50 million every year. But guess what? There are people that have dropped 50 million 4 years ago. They never accept them. They are on waiting list. Yes. There are 50 million in an account. They are waiting to qualify 4 years later. I still got a call. I said, hey, I paid 2 years ago. Let me talk to them. I said, no, the waiting list here. It's not yet your. Because when look, many of you don't understand. When I look at Christians, I say, oh, this Christian, there are people that run things in this country. That run things in different sectors. Gatekeepers, power broker. It's not, many things are not done in the office. They are done on the golf club. They are done in the beer parlor. They'll just no problem. Don't worry, just send me. I will send it to you tomorrow. And it's not you will be there, be writing proposal, to do PowerPoints. Be doing PowerPoints. Because you know the reason why those clubs are the way they are. By the time you get in there, for you to even be a member, nobody looks down on you. For you to be in that room, you just see Dangote walking around, everybody just moving around. When you go to, hey, how are you? They will greet you with honor. They won't say, who are you? Because they do that for you to be in this club. You have gone through, so you must be somebody. You may be my next key, so I can't look down on you. So this one you are fixing an appointment. They say come 8 months later. It's just I'll be trying. Oh no problem. This is my car. Hello, done. Hello. So I'm going. So now. You know what many people do? It's called multiple struggles. It's almost possible now that when you go outside the church now, you see some people that will be selling after church now. They will open their booths. They are selling wigs, selling perfume, selling clothes, selling shoes. They sell all kinds of things. Those same people have a job, but they call it side hustle. That's why you are still hustling. So now, let's look at these 4 people. So, what's your name, sir?
Celestine, sir.
Celestine Babayaro. So Celestine. So let's use case study. They are all Celestine. So Celestine is a teacher. Hello? He teaches in a school and he earns 500,000 every month. But see, Celestine is not just a teacher, but Celestine has a car, and when he's going to work in the morning, he uses it for transport. When he's coming back, he uses it for transport. Weekend, he does transport. So Celestine makes money with transportation, and sometimes, apart from the 500,000, he can net 200k with the transportation. So Celestine is now earning 700,000. But you see, there's something about Celestine. Celestine has a good voice. So, and sometimes they invite him to be an MC or to be a compere. So sometimes in a month he does 1 gig, 2 gig, and sometimes he charges 500. And so Celestine, the MC, compere, comedian, sometimes in a month he does 1 million. So 500 plus 200 plus 1 million, 1.7. Now, the amazing thing about Celestine is that he's also a trainer. So he speaks in different events, he facilitates, and sometimes he hosts his own seminar. So sometime in a quarter, he nets another 3 million from here. So now listen, Celestine 500,000 plus 200 plus 1 million plus another 1 million, that's 2.7 million. Now listen, when Celestine sits down with his mates that they are all collecting 500,000, they will not understand how Celestine is doing it, because Celestine has more money available than them. But you see, when you look at Celestine now, he will be a big boy. He may have a, Camry, or he may even have a land somewhere. He's a big boy. He's not like other people, smart. But you see, the problem with Celestine is that everything Celestine is doing here now is what we call multiple struggles. That's why many people are poor in Nigeria. You know why? In order for Celestine to get 500,000, Celestine must be there. In order for Celestine to get 200,000, Celestine must be there. In order for Celestine to get 1 million, Celestine must be there. In order for Celestine to get another million, he must be there. So the day Celestine falls sick, all the money falls sick. The day Celestine dies, God forbid, all the money dies. That's what happened when many of you thought, when my father was alive, we were very rich. But when my father died, your father was a poor man. He was not rich. No more. There is no rich man whose money dies because they died. Do you understand? When say, my husband was very rich, but when my husband died, your husband was a poor man. He was a struggler. He was exchanging his time and energy for money. And when the time and energy, which is a limited resource, doing good, the income died. Do you understand now? So I see a lot of Nigerians, because you don't understand, I say, you don't even know what they are doing. You don't know what they are doing. You see, when you make money, everybody wants to investigate the source of your riches, but nobody investigates the source of your poverty. Has anybody come to me to say, why are you poor? We need to make you a personal project. This poverty, no. It's when you become rich, they are interested. So this is multiple struggles. So I see many of you, you work in the bank, and then you import goods from China, from Turkey. You are selling perfume, you are selling this, and then you are cooking food the weekend and packing food for people selling. You are a struggler. They don't become billionaires like that. Hello? So this is multiple struggle. What is multiple streams of income? So let's look for another format. Let's bring it up now. So this is Celestine now. So multiple streams of income is, Celestine is a teacher. But now, because he understands financial intelligence, instead of him using the car to do big boy, what Celestine will now do is he will now get a driver that will be doing the transport business. So in the morning, the driver will pick him up, drop him in the school, and go and be doing the business. The driver will come and pick him up when it's closed, drop him at home, and go and do. So whether he works or he doesn't work, the car is working for him. So now Celestine now has a transport and haulage company that is producing money with or without that. So now Celestine is into MC, compare, and whatever. If he has to be doing everything by himself, they will be asking him, is you we want? No. What he now does, he monetizes and turns it into an academy and a system. So he sets up an MC company, a compare company, and he becomes the CEO, and he gets other people to come and apply under him, and he manages it. And he says, look, if you want an MC, contact Celestina Incorporated, not Mr. Celestine. He has become a corporation. So when people are coming, they are dealing with a business, so he can send anybody to go and represent the company. So they are building a brand, not around a personality, but around a product. Do you understand that now? Which one are you again, number 4? training. Okay, so he set up a training company, and then they have manuals, they have curriculum, and they have a group of facilitators that come together. So what you are doing is not that you are inviting people. As I'm standing before you right now, I am Pastor Olumide Emmanuel, but I'm also Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Pastor Olumide Emmanuel is different from Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Pastor Olumide Emmanuel is a pastor. He doesn't charge. Counseling is free. Freely you have received, freely you give. Salvation is free, but you buy Bible. But now, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel is not free. Oh, come on now. I didn't go to Harvard for free. Oh, hello. So Dr. Olumide Emmanuel will charge you and send you invoice. Counseling is free, but consultancy attracts a fee. Where there is a voice, there is an invoice. So if you invite me now and say, okay, we want to come and be a blessing to our church, there's a different track that you will follow. But say, oh, our company wants you to come and train, and there is a different track that you will follow. So what does it do? It does the same. So there are trainings going on now. We train company, we train government, we train different countries, different parastatal management training. We do all kinds. I don't necessarily have to show up, but the same quality. If they now say they want to look at the man, then if you can pay, you get it. Because when people don't pay, they don't pay attention. So you set it up. So now what happens is Celestine have set up group of, so Celestine can now decide to say, I'm not doing teaching again. And people will say, how can you leave a lucrative job? How can you, who did this to you? Oh God. But they are wondering. But Celestine has produced something. So he's not the one working for money. Money is working for him. So multiple streams of income is you having different vehicles producing money for you without your direct involvement. That's multiple streams of income. Do you understand that now? God bless you. So now, still on these multiple streams, let me now run you through 5 levels, and then I'll tie it to the 7th law and we close. Now, you must have multiple streams of income across income types. Income types. All these things are in the book. So, income types. Now, what do we mean by that? There are 3 types of income. There's what we call once and only. They call it end income. You labor once. For that one labor, you get paid once. So that's one kind of labor or income. The other one is once and always. You labor once, but for that one labor, they continue to pay you forever. So now, when I come to speak, is one labor. I get a speaking fee if I'm speaking in a place where I'm collecting a fee, but they won't pay me again, because until I come again, they won't pay again. So for me to be paid again, I have to come again. Do you understand? Now, if you are a fashion designer, you sew a wedding dress, they pay you, but they won't come back and pay you again tomorrow. To pay you again, you must sew another one. So that's one kind of income. You should not stay on that level, because that means you will struggle all your life. The second one is you labor only once, but for that one labor, you are paid continually. So now I'm a landlord. I have properties in different states and in different countries all over the world. So every month rent is coming from all the countries. So, but I only bought that house once. I only built that house once. But for the next 100 years, they will be paying rent and renovating it for me. So that is another kind of income. It's called once and always. The books you are buying now, I wrote the book once, but for the next 100 years, people will be paying for that book. So that's the third one is free flow. At that third level, you don't even need to labor. Let the money labor for you. So instead of you laboring, let the money be the one laboring for you. So when I say you need multiple streams across income types, it means that you should look into your life and ensure that as you are growing, you are eliminating that first one, and you are left with the second and the third, because your health, your energy, and your time is limited. So you can't continue to exchange your time and energy for money until you are 50 and 60. It's an error. Number 2 is multiple streams across industries. You cannot have money and all your money is only in one industry. Look, when COVID came, I had billionaire friends that struggled. I had a friend when we were talking, he said, "How look? Because many times I would tell this guy, let's do this. He said, no, I want to be focused. I want to be focused. I said, look, focus and diversification are not enemies of each other. I said, look, I have studied this thing. But when it comes to money, Genesis to Revelation, I have studied Bible, 8 months of an encounter. When it comes to education, I have got to double PhD. So I studied this thing. My dissertation in my PhD, my second PhD, was the role of personal and political leadership in the economic empowerment of people. And I dealt with poverty from the grassroots, from maternal care, the hospital you gave birth to your child in, the health of the mother that gave birth to the child, how it affects the kind of child that is born. So I thought, I said, look, it will just be arguing, no problem. Guess what? This my guy is a billionaire. He has 4 hotels, 6 multipurpose halls. Then he's one of those that rents. If you are doing event or this crusade, he has all the equipment, state of the art, Reambonke level. But when COVID came, everything zero. No event. 6 event center. This guy was doing 300 million a year. In COVID, the guy was on zero level. You now know the funnest thing. Because people were locked down in the hotel, he could not evict them. So they were sleeping in the hotel for free for 6 months. He was burning generator. They used inverter die. He was still feeding people. They were saying they will pay later. We'll pay later. Those that had card in the system, they were collecting money from the card until the banks shut down. What are you talking about? Why was he in that trouble? Every investment he had was in one industry. Multiple streams across industries. So you must have money in economy, in farming, in tech, in everywhere. I did not have any investments in health until COVID came. When I sat down at home, and every time I hear essential worker, I told myself, I hear Leo, okay, it's essential. But all these are not what we carry. We are not essential workers. These medical people are the essential workers. I didn't have any money in the. Immediately after I said I must enter that field, now I have money in the pharmacy, America, I put money in every health I can put money into. Hello? Multiple streams across what? Industries. Number 3, multiple streams across geography. I have a friend, my very good friend. Every investment he has is in Ukraine. He left Ukraine after 30 years as a refugee with nothing. The only thing he has is 2. Number 1, the house I bought for him in America, and the property he has in my estate in Nigeria. Those are the only 2 things he has after 30 years. But why? All his investments is in one geography. Do you know what happened in Zango Qatar in those days? Do you know that people have property now in Bornu, Benue, and all that they cannot go? I have one of my sons, he's a billionaire. He's one of the major gold dealers. He can't enter his gold in Zamfara. They have blocked him out. I have another man, a billionaire, a 71-year-old man, 4,000 hectares. The number 2 farmer in the whole of Ilorin Kogi area. The man is struggling now. All the money he has in the bank. He said, sir, I don't understand this thing again. He can't enter his farm when S-Men came. 4,000, not acres, or hectares. He's thinking, he can't enter his own farm because of insecurity. The money he had in the bank, this guy had over 4 billion naira in bank. I told him, Baba, let's change this money to dollar. Let me help you invest in abroad. All this American thing, I don't understand. Let my money be in that bank. Before it's very high. The $4 million, 4 billion naira, that and dollar was 300 and something. Before it's very high. The 4 billion is useless. Before it's very high. So multiple streams across what? Across geography. Number 4, multiple streams across currency. None of you that say you are rich, you are just a poor man. If we change all your money to pounds now, you see that you are a poor man. It's only in naira you are making noise. When they wanted to redecimalize the naira like CDs, Nigerian billionaires were provoking because they know say all these millionaire, you will just become a poor man overnight. So you need multiple streams across what? Currency. So those in my mentorship platform, within 2 years maximum, you must start making money in dollars. because that's the currency of trade in the world. So you can't be in Nigeria, everything is dollar, naira, naira, naira. Now many of you are sitting down here right now, you say, my children will go to school abroad. Now naira you go change to that abroad. Hello, imagine paying school fees of $14,000 2-3 times a year. Do you know how many people have brought their children back to Nigerian schools because of pounds, because of dollars? Hello. So you need to have what? Multiple streams across currency. You can't be making money only in naira. If you want to buy property in abroad, we are here. I have office all over. I can get you property in London, anywhere. Contact us, we'll get you property. A whole house, you go to collect rent every month. So these things are there. So instead of you just keeping the money there, do you know that 17 million is $10,000 now, average? 17 million, no long, $10,000. But if you leave that 17 million there, by next year, what 17 million can buy this year, it will not be able to buy. But if you change it to $10,000, join the fractional ownership. 10 of you, 10,000 into 10 places, you buy one house, $100,000, and you start earning $1,000 every month immediately, and the house is your own forever. No mortgage, cash. You have 170 million, you buy a whole house. At that 170 million, if you put it in the bank before your very eyes, is the value. Across what? Currency. Finally, multiple streams across realms. And that will now bring me to the seventh law, realms. Many of you, all your money is in the natural realm. You don't have anything in the realm of the spirit. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be. So multiple streams across the realm. You must make sure that you are not only rich on earth, you are rich unto God. And that brings us to the seventh law, is the law of covenant compliance. The law of covenant compliance. Please, don't let people mess you up with all these confusing things people are saying. In this life, giving is a law. The principles that God has established, they have nothing to do with redemption. They are principles that have been put in place for the perpetuation of his creation. Anybody that applies the principle will get the benefits. Unbeliever will plant and they will reap. If you don't plant as a Christian, you will not reap. Hello. The law of sowing and reaping is not a Christian law. It's a kingdom law. It's the law of the kingdom. The law of dedication, law of kingdom. Law of punctuality, law of the kingdom. Law of love, law of the kingdom. These are kingdom laws. Anybody that practices them, whether they know God or not, it will work for them. You that know God, if you don't practice it, it will not work. Rain will fall on the righteous and on the unrighteous. Somebody will say, I don't believe in God, but he's still alive, he didn't die, because he's breathing in and breathing out. He's eating and he's sustained. If you say, I believe in God, and you don't eat, you don't breathe in, you will die.